Informational,
fun,
timely,
relevant.
That's what people are saying about A to Z in real estate. 30 minutes packed with great info for home sellers, buyers, and investors. And now let's welcome your host, Lizzy Cohen.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to A to Z in real estate. Lizzy Cohen here. Thank you so much for tuning in. A big thanks goes to Coldwell Banker, Kinard Realty, and Title Insurance Company of Cleveland for their sponsorship. I hope you're having a good time this morning so far, and today we're going to be talking about an important subject for all homeowners, and that is termites, and why it is so important to be on top of the termite game. And in order to help me with that, I have Shawn here, my co-host, friend and broker.
Nice.
Good morning, Shawn.
Good morning, Lizzy. Happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday.
Yep, never really thought I would want to know that much about termites, but we seem to get a good education in them. We've got some great information prepared nonetheless.
We sure do. And here in Tennessee,
yeah,
where we live, this beautiful state of Tennessee, it's a big problem. We know that, not only in Tennessee, everywhere, but here, one of the main, because of the climate.
Right.
One of the main places that people deal with termites all the time. I have some information here that is staggering. Every year in the United States, it is calculated that more than $5 billion in damages by termite damage is inflicted upon homeowners. And the thing about that is that most homeowners insurance policies do not cover
that's correct.
Termite damage.
That's correct.
So it's a big deal that we need to pay attention to and learn how to deal with those critters.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you lived in Florida, and I can only imagine the level of problems with termites in Florida.
Right. Well, and we had two types down there. We had subterranean and drywood termites. So
you were telling me.
So here, I think it's a lot more subterranean termites
Yes.
that people treat for. But in the olden days, when I started, they used to tent houses. Put the tent over them and gas them for termites.
Wow.
And
the ones that just fly.
Yeah, the drywoods.
The drywoods.
Yeah, they would swarm in spring, and if they landed on your wood, of your house, they could penetrate and start to tunnel in, and just like you said, after time they could do a lot of damage to it. So it was something we always looked for. And up here, same thing. You purchase a house, you're getting a home inspection. A lot of banks require a termite inspection, so they want the buyer to get a termite inspection, and they're not expensive. I've seen them between $40 and $75. Maybe $100 on the high end. But what a great tool to have that done and have somebody crawl under your house and the attic and look around.
Absolutely.
And they're looking for other vermin as well, but the termites are the pesky ones that they do an actual report for.
And the reason why you ordered a separate termite inspection is because of the damage that they can inflict upon the structure of the house.
Right.
They actually cause structural damage because they eat that wood.
Right.
Why is it that they love wood so much?
Well, yeah, I think it's their food. It's their protein and their carbs all in one. So they're looking for a food source. And I guess the biggest thing is what the termite guys have told me is if there's a water source in that food, that wood, exposed wood, they can go from one to the other. They love
the moisture, the humidity.
Yeah.
So, and here's another thing that I learned as I was preparing for this show. They go for the cellulose in the wood.
Right.
That's their real food.
Mm-hmm.
And so they eat the cellulose which is in the outer layers of the wood. And they, not only for survival, for food, carbs and protein, but they take that cellulose back to the colony where the queen is,
right.
Queen termite, and then she breaks down with her protein,
right.
the cellulose, and to create more eggs.
Right. And
more termites.
And then you have a problem.
And then you have a big problem.
Right.
And so how interesting is that, though?
Yeah.
Think about creation and you think about nature, and it's fascinating.
Right. And you know, we've all seen it. You know, you see a little piece of wood, you know, and you go to pick it up and it just crumbles, you know, and that can be termites, you know, and a lot of times it's that ground, you know, to wood, you know, the conduction, I guess, that brings them up to the wood. So, you know, it's something that we have to look for, and, you know, we'll explain more about it.
Right. To the point. One of the ways in which we know that there are some termites around is by tapping on the wood, because they tend to eat from the inside out. And so if you have a hollow sound when you're tapping in wooden areas, it should not sound hollow. If it's solid wood, it should be, you know, a dull sound.
Right. A thud.
Right.
Yeah.
But if it's hollow, that's one of the signs, you know.
And you know, God bless the termite people, but you know, they're doing a visual inspection, so they would have to rely on that, because they can't tear into the walls to look. So they've got to look for the signs, you know, tapping on the walls and use their expertise to find them. So
and look around too, because as you were mentioning, they are attracted to moisture. So. And we're going to give some tips in a little bit about how to be on top of it, how to prevent it. But yeah, these guys come and they tap on the walls, and yes, they can't tear down the wall, but they can look at the surrounding and say, oh, there's a pile of wood here, there's a lot of moisture next to this wall.
Right.
Sure enough, this can be a sign that you guys are dealing with termites.
Termites, sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another way, of course, is very obvious. If you see these tunnels, these tubes, and I think we have there it is. We have a slide that's showing on the screen for the Facebook viewers.
Right.
It's kind of intimidating and ugly. These tunnels, right?
Right. Yeah, and I've seen them, you know, on different properties, you know, where they come up, and a lot of times if you knock those down, you'll see those little termites inside that tube. That's their protection. You know, they're from the ground back to the wood, back to the queen.
To the food.
Yeah, to the food.
So how smart they are! They built this system, these tubes or muds that protect them and provide them, you know, a way.
Right. Because they don't like sun, right? They don't like
the sun.
So they stay out of the sun, and
Right.
that's how they protect themselves. Because, you know, I've seen them, I've run into them, you know, and it's, you know, scary, and you know, the treatment costs vary, but it's a big deal if you find live termites. You know, that you got to take care of them.
You have to. Another way is if you are exploring around your property and you see a bunch of, you know, like something that looks like very thin material, wings. You know, they do have wings in their original state.
Right.
And so, and since they are in swarms, it's a bunch of those little, and again, I think we have another slide that shows a picture of what they look like. It's really scary. I mean, this one over here.
Yeah.
You see a bunch of kind of whitish, tannish wings on the ground.
Yep.
That's termites.
Yep, you'll see little droppings, and you know that's a good time to call the termite guy. You know, if you see a pile of those, you know, it's not something I would try to handle myself. You know, I wouldn't go to one of the hardware stores and try to get you know, poison to treat them, because they are in the ground, they are in the wood, and you'll never get to them. You know, with you know, common chemicals that they sell. I know a lot of the termite folks, you know, are professional licensed, and they use a different kind of chemical that we can't, you know, purchase as consumers. But
thankfully,
exactly.
We have that around here, because it really can be a major problem. They're more than a nuisance. For instance, in this time of the year, you know, the warm weather sets in, and we see ants also coming out in this time of the year. And ants are, I mean, they're a nuisance. You know, no one is happy having ants around. And we can't take care of ants. But termites is a different story. They will attach to your wood, and if left alone, they're going to destroy the structure of the house.
Right, and there are carpenter ants that eat wood, as well, and they lay the little eggs. So it's confusing, what I mean. So you can look, on the internet and get some pictures, but call a professional, because I was just at a house yesterday, and the fella had a huge stack of wood that he took out of a barn, and he was really excited about it. And I do woodworking, so I said, yeah, I'd buy some of that off you. I'm looking to make a table and some other things. We started to unstack it. It was filled with carpenter ants, and I don't want to bring that home, into my shop. So again, it's probably something I can't use. Otherwise, I'd have to treat it.
So okay, tell me about the carpenter ants, because they sound like a cousin of the termite.
Yeah, so they're bigger. It's a bigger ant. Almost like the size of maybe your pinky. Thumbnail, your little nail on your pinky. Yeah, they're bigger, and it's a more defined ant, but they will, they'll come in a group and they'll lay their eggs. If they find that moist, shady wood, the same thing, same principles as the termite. But again, you've got to treat for them. You've got to, remove the source and get them out of there. This was a collection of wood that somebody had that was just, storing it.
The perfect house for a carpenter.
Exactly. And timber's so valuable, we want to keep it, and so this fellow was kind of, alarmed, at how many we came across. But that's just, the
was
facts.
Was it contained, like they were living in there and that's it?
Yeah, it was in a stack. So, and they had slats, separating it, but this was at the very bottom, close to the moisture, but on, near the ground. And they had just, there was thousands of them, as we unstacked it. And again, they swept them all off, moved it, restacked it. But again, they're there, so I would probably have somebody treat, that area for them.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to give people some tips of how to stay on top of that game. We have a slide that says no termites allowed here. So one of the first things, of course, is inspect your house regularly, inside and out, but it's talking about termites, mostly outside. Be familiar with the surroundings, what's going on around your house.
Right, and you can get that free inspection too, from the termite people.
Companies.
It's not the same one that we do in a real estate transaction. Like ours is a 1040. But there's, they'll come out and do a free visual inspection and tell you if you got any problems. So it's always good to have, one of the, companies.
Professional eyes.
Professional eyes look at it.
But as a homeowner,
definitely.
Yep. You need to make sure what your house looks like outside. What's going on?
Right.
So it's definitely something that's a no-brainer. Inspect your house regularly outside, and don't go out when it's raining unless you love to get wet. But do that. Then reduce moisture sources. That's another very important thing. If you have leaky faucets outside, if you have standing water, clogged gutters or downspouts, those are places that termites would love to settle.
Definitely.
Clean and remove wood debris. I mean, store firewood away from the structure. If you have that, it's great, but don't put it close to the house. Reduce that likelihood of termites to set in. Don't pile up mulch around the foundation for the same reasons.
Right, and we try to instruct people when they're getting ready to put their house on the market. We always say, put some mulch down, put the flowers in, but be careful. Don't push it right up against the house.
Don't overdo it, and don't pile it up against the foundation of the house. Eliminate moisture from the crawl space, and they have these amazing barriers.
Oh, the encapsulation,
that really keeps that crawl space so nice and dry. That's important. Because termites like not only the moisture, but they like the shady, darker area.
If you make it harder for them, it's going to help you.
Absolutely. And of course, hire a company for a treatment if you think you're dealing with it, or even if you don't, you're not dealing with it, just as a preventative measure.
Right.
Because in Tennessee, we do deal with that.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All the time. So those are some tips, and we are going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Nancy Collins is a branch manager at Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. Her goal is to help you find the right financing options to fit your unique needs. Contact her today at 706-280-9763 to learn more. Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS number 2289, is an equal housing opportunity lender. LO NMLS number 195344. This is not an offer to enter into an agreement. Not all customers will qualify. Georgia Resident Mortgage Licensee number 21158. Branch location 307 West Emory Street, Unit C, Dalton, Georgia 30720.
Coldwell Banker Kinard Realty, serving the local real estate needs since 1974, offering residential, commercial, and land purchase. The market keeps hitting new highs and inventory is low. Maybe it's time to check what your current market value is. Talk to the professionals at Coldwell Banker Kinard. Let them guide you on your next move. Coldwell Banker Kinard, we never stop moving. Leave your mark on the world of real estate. Call them at 423-476-5532. Located 2650 Peerless Road Northwest.
Welcome back to A to Z in Real Estate. Lizzy Cohen here. We're talking about termites and how to deal with it, how to prevent them, some tips to help you stay ahead of the game. So, Shawn, what would you recommend if you're actually, you go around and your heart stops when you see a wood in your deck completely eaten up,
right,
and you have a termite problem?
Sure.
What do you do at that point?
Just like you said, I'm going to call a professional, get them over there, as quick as I can. And, we've probably got a dozen on our vendor list, that we use on the regular. And, see who you can get out there pretty fast. But, it's not the end of the world, but you want to get on that right away, and have them look at it. They'll, do their inspection. And, again, I think it would always come with an estimate, of how they're going to do it. I see a lot of two-part systems where, you see a lot of the bait stations where they're doing a preventative maintenance,
Right.
where they're putting the poisons out in the yard to see if you have them, and they'll go to the bait stations, they'll eat that, take it back to the queen and kill them, knock it out. And then, of course, you've got an emergency, spot treatment that they've got to take care of. And a lot of times that comes with, about a 1-year guarantee I see on a lot of them. And then that's renewable, so get that professional out there. We've got a pretty good relationship with a lot of these guys because they're doing them for homeowners and consumers. And even after closing, you're going to get a copy of that termite report. Again, I would bring that person out, every spring, and have them take a look because that's when they start to get active.
Right, in the springtime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I want to go back to the comments you made at the beginning of the program. If you're thinking about selling your house, this is something that to keep in mind because some kinds of loans, some banks will it be a requirement to have a termite inspection.
And a lot of those termite folks, they'll come out for free. If we
That's
say,
right.
I want to do a pre-inspection, they'll come out and look at it and tell you if you've got a problem. It's not something that we can convey to the buyer or a guarantee, but it'll give you peace of mind, as the seller. So,
Absolutely.
And it's just good to start looking at all those things. I'm seeing a lot of folks put homes up on the market in my neighborhood, and they're really going to task. They're putting
Good.
carpet in and painting, and why wouldn't you call a termite guy, and have them just take a look because if somebody's moving up from Florida, they're very familiar with it, of termites, and it's going to come up. It's just something that we have to deal with. So for sure.
And besides the free evaluation that most companies will do, if you do have to end up treating, it's not.
No.
It's very affordable.
Yeah, and I've seen them as low as house treatment as low as $600, on a smaller home. Never really much over $1,000 or $1,200. So it's not the end of the world, for you.
It's not,
and
that
damage.
What you're getting.
Correct, and that damage could be $10,000 if you let it go.
Absolutely.
So
that's the key.
Yeah.
If you say, well, $1,000, goodness, that's so much money. Well, think about how much more money you would have to come up with if you let go and then the termites mess up your structure in the house. So we are professionals in the real estate industry, and we love to talk to our clients or potential clients about these things, miscellaneous things that we need to keep in mind. So our numbers are on the screen. Anybody can give us a call, text, or message us for free consultation. We also offer free consultation.
Yeah, and Lizzie, you bring up a good point. A lot of people are planning, to sell, and have us over, chat with us. What questions do you have? There's 84 things to consider when selling your house. Why wouldn't you talk to somebody that does it every day? So we are available. Just give us a ring. I'm finding more and more people starting the process early, where I talk to them months in advance of putting the house on the market, and we get into staging and decluttering and landscaping and termites and all this stuff. So it just helps them.
How to maximize the chances of getting top dollar for your property,
and less headaches. This is, we're just trying to make it a streamlined process. I was talking to someone this morning at 8 o'clock, and they said, I really want a concierge service. I want from start to finish. I want somebody that's going to help me through this process. And I said,
you went to the right person.
Yeah, I said this is what I've done for many years. And people do want a one-stop shop, at least for the resources. Point me in the right direction. Take me to where I need to go. We'll help them. With the process. They're in control of the decisions. So
absolutely.
Yep.
And we try to provide some of that information here in this show,
right.
But evidently we're not going to put out our playbook
exactly
out there. What we do offer is free consultation with people. Sit down at our office, which is, by the way, 2650 Peerless Road in Cleveland, Tennessee. We also have offices in Dalton. We have in Ringgold, and Cahata,
Calhoun, and Cartersville. Yep.
So
we cover a huge path, of real estate, and we do have a lot of resources in Georgia. So keep that in mind. I meet a lot of people here in Cleveland and Chattanooga that have interest in Georgia, and we're in all those areas.
And Shawn, super important, we need to mention this more often, is the fact that if people are relocating from Tennessee to, let's say, California, God forbid that they're doing that, but
a few go.
A few do that. It's mostly the other way around. But let's say you're going from Tennessee to Montana. We can help you in that process, because Coldwell Banker is a big company. It's a nationwide and even international. So we have connections with top of the line agents literally all over the country.
Right.
So we could provide that peace of mind and say, hey, you're going to Montana. I'm going to connect you with so-and-so in this city that will help you through the process once you get there.
Right. And it's a good feeling. When I started with Coldwell Banker, I was in a training course, and it was virtual, and there were people from California and New York and Louisiana, and a lot of them were retired from business, and they were getting into the real estate business. And the question was, why did you choose Coldwell Banker as your company to come with? And they said, well, we relocated 5, 6, 8 times. And the smoothest transaction we always had was with Coldwell Banker relocation. Yeah. So we're out there. I placed one in Austin, Texas the other day. It's fun to call up those relocation departments, talk to the agent. I placed one in Michigan the other day. I thought it was really interesting. These people are buying a direct lot on Lake Michigan, so it's like the ocean up there. But the girl was super knowledgeable. We handpicked an agent, we put them in touch, and it's moving along really smooth for these folks. And they're getting ready to sell a house here in Cleveland and going back up to Michigan. So it's nice to be part of the process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to offer that wide array of geographical territory where we can assist our clients. And to that point, if you have a historic piece of property, a very unique piece of property that needs to be put in front of people outside our geographical area, we can also do that. That's very important. That our marketing is not restricted by geographic MLSs.
Right, and even
branch out.
Even large tracts. Sorry to interrupt. Even large tracts of land. I'm working on one in Dunlap, and the folks really want outside marketing. They said, we don't think anybody local is going to buy it, And I said, well, of course, we're going to, syndicate it here, here, and here. And, not to give out the whole playbook, but, they were very impressed with the reach that we have through syndication, through Coldwell Banker. So it is good. Even global luxury, properties over $500,000, we have a complete different way to market those that other companies they can't touch.
That's right. And that's one of the big perks of Coldwell Banker for the consumer is the fact that the outreach, the scope of the reach in this company is amazing. It literally goes international because there are even some properties. I mean, when you get to the luxury arena, that we need to put in front of people even in other countries.
Right. You were talking about Spain this morning, and I've had somebody that was relocating to Valencia, Spain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and we have an office there.
Valencia.
Valencia.
Yes.
And it's beautiful, and it's amazing that we can just dial up and contact an agency halfway around the world.
That is important that we need to bring that up more often because we get involved in the subject and then we forget about mentioning these things.
Right.
There are amazing things that we have to offer. So I'm going to give my numbers for you to contact me, and Shawn will give his. You're welcome to call me anytime, 423-414-1002. Lizzy Cohen, your friendly neighborhood realtor. Real estate is local. Definitely is a local game, but at the same time, the marketing of real estate sometimes needs to be global.
Yeah.
And we're ready to do that. So Shawn, why don't you give your information?
Sure. Easiest way to reach me is that cell phone number, 423-284-3233, and always the office, 423-476-5532. Again, reach out to us, you call us up and let us know how we can help,
Absolutely. We're here to serve you and be a resource to you in anything related to real estate. We're going to conclude our show. Stay tuned because we're going to do the feature listings in just a few seconds. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the Saturday. God bless you all, and we'll see you next week.
Welcome to 7900 Hickson Springs, Signal Mountain, Tennessee. 102 rolling acres with interconnecting gravel roads that give you access to the total acreage. Slow down and relax by casting a line into one of the 7 ponds stocked with catfish, brim, bass, or enjoy some hiking in open pastures. Wonderful views from the main house, which features a real log interior, a full barn, an oversized 2-car detached garage, plus various fruit trees adorn this amazing Signal Mountain farm with endless opportunities for development or for private personal estate. For more information, call Shawn Matthews at 423-284-3233. Do you need a place to park that camper or RV while you build your dream home overlooking the Tennessee River and Valley? Woolhaly Lane offers a breathtaking retreat from the ordinary and the seclusion many modern buyers are looking for. Just moments from the Georgia state line, you can enjoy 3.3 acres of rolling landscape with lots of mature woods. Approximately 23 miles from Chattanooga City Center, you can enjoy the many attractions, dining, shopping, medical, and industrial options offered in the Tennessee Valley. For more information, call David Sanders at 423-290-6827. Welcome to 1960 Spruce Drive, Spring City, Tennessee. Build your dream home with peaceful water views and waterfront on these 5 acres on Watts Bar with almost 400 feet of beautiful waterfront for year-round enjoyment. Dog permit is in place along with other test information on file. Perfect getaway or year-round enjoyment. Claim yours today. To schedule your own private viewing, call Betty Bash at 863-253-9335. 863-253-9335.
Nancy Collins is a branch manager at Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. Her goal is to help you find the right financing options to fit your unique needs. Contact her today at 706-280-9763 to learn more. Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS number 2289, is an equal housing opportunity lender. LO NMLS number 195344. This is not an offer to enter into an agreement. Not all customers will qualify. Georgia Resident Mortgage Licensee number 21158. Branch location 307 West Emory Street, Unit C, Dalton, Georgia 30720.
Have you seen the new Coldwell Banker North Star signs? Coldwell Banker Kinard Realty has been serving the East Tennessee and North Georgia area since 1974, with 5 offices in Cleveland, Tennessee, Dalton, Ringgold, Cartersville, and Calhoun, Georgia. With the latest technology, CBKR's 145 licensed agents are ready to serve all your real estate needs. Call today, 423-476-5532. They offer residential, commercial, and land and property management.